Hiya! Welcome! It's Records Roundup 30, and today it's a special edition of the show. I'm going to show you a collection that I've started. I've got the first 4, I believe, studio albums by this group. I tell a lie, 4 out of 5, because the 4th studio album of theirs I've actually already got a mini disc, and I'll go over that in a little bit. And another compilation album. This is a group, and obviously you know who it is I'm referring to. I'm talking about Suede, as this is the Suede special, as it says in the title. A group I've always liked but never really collected in, apart from a couple of mini discs which I'll get onto later on. Just fancied really kick-starting this collection. So obviously this isn't going to be a comprehensive Suede on vinyl roundup here. These are just the albums I've picked up so far. There was actually another one I wanted to show you. There's 5 here today, and I had ordered a 6th one, but the seller is just not responded on Discogs. I'm kind of worried that I'll need to claim a refund on that soon. The seller just seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. But it doesn't matter, that one was kind of more of a bonus thing anyway. These 5 here today are the ones that I'm really happy that I've got. This is Suede's original period, you know, 1992 till 2002, and then I may collect all the newer stuff, you know, the albums that they've released after they reformed in, I think, 2010. But let's get started with their debut album, self-titled. Now then, I decided for this and for a couple of the others here as well that you'll see, to collect the London Suede editions. Now you'll see the explanation on screen as to why this says the London Suede rather than Suede. It's an American copyright thing to do with a jazz singer or someone, I think it is. Brand new and sealed Record Store Day 2020 edition. I'd forgotten about that. It's on clear vinyl, I believe. I won't get any of these open. I've shown a lot of clear vinyl, and if people do want to see clear vinyl on this channel, then no doubt I will be showing some more sooner or later. On the back we've got the track listing. The singles off this one was So Young, Animal Nitrate, The Drowners and Metal Mickey. At least a couple of really excellent early Suede singles there. Animal Nitrate's fantastic. That was their first top 10 hit in the UK, I believe. Metal Mickey, also really good. So Young, excellent stuff. First Suede album in the collection. I would have ideally liked more Suede on mini disc, funnily enough, but apart from the 2 that I've got on MD, they're just really rare and really expensive to get. So I thought these nice clear editions here that have been reissued by Demon Records was a nice idea to get this Suede collection, or the London Suede collection, going. So that's their self-titled first album. Next up, you'll be unsurprised to learn, is Suede's second album, Dogman Star. Once again, this will technically be not necessarily an American-only release, and actually I bought this and the following one from Juno Records, which is certainly a UK-based company. Some of these with the London Suede rather than just Suede have obviously been issued in Europe and probably other parts of the world as well. So I think this is actually a 2 LP set. Yes, it is. There again, we can see the track listed on the back. Clear vinyl again. Suede or their record label seem to prefer clear vinyl for these editions. They're all available on black vinyl as well, reissued. But this and the next one were a good price from Juno. I really like Juno Records, as you know. What singles are on here? We Are the Pigs, brilliant. New Generation, I think, was a single. I would never claim to be a Suede expert, so a lot of this is going to be a learning curve for me, but I've just been enjoying a lot of Britpop era music the last couple of months or so, and out of all the bands that I've been sort of investigating and listening to again, Suede is kind of the one that I really wanted to do a proper deep dive into. So Dogman Star, which also would have been the final album to feature Bernard Butler, I think. Or had he left? He might have left part way through this. Or possibly say on screen. There we are, Dogman Star. The second purchase, which I got at the same time as Dogman Star from Juno, was their third album, Coming Up. Once again, the London Suede. It didn't really matter ultimately, the albums are exactly the same. I just thought it was a little bit more unique and unusual if I got these ones where they're sort of forced to have this superfluous The London attached to Suede there. This is an era of Suede that I'm really familiar with because I was really collecting a lot of singles. Back in 1996 this would have come out, and it had, I think, 4 or 5 top 10 hits on this. Massive album really, and I think it was kind of a renaissance for Suede as well, because Bernard Butler had left, they'd added a couple of new members, and people were wondering if they were past the best, done and dusted, and then they ended up coming out with this album and having a bunch of hit singles on it, which will include Trash, Film Star, Lazy, Beautiful Ones, and the gorgeous Saturday Night closes the album out on side 2. It's on 180 gram clear vinyl again. This is classed as a 25th anniversary edition too. Plenty of nice hype stickers on these albums. Really happy to get Coming Up on clear vinyl. So the fourth Suede studio album is one that I've got on mini disc. I should have really got the mini disc down. In fact, I can just reach across and get my 2 Suede mini discs just to quickly show you. Yes, I've got 2 Suede mini discs because they were the first band, certainly in the UK, to release a single on mini disc, and there it is, Electricity, which was the opening single from their 4th album, Head Music. I think this is where Suede started to lose their way a little bit. Don't get me wrong, there is some good stuff on this. It's an album that I'm going to listen to again soon, simply because I'm going to be listening to Suede pretty much exclusively for a while. And this is something, if you're into mini disc, this can be found relatively cheap. There's, I think, 5 tracks on it. I'm just counting then. Or was it 6? No, it's 6 actually. So as a single, or an EP really, it's fairly good value for money. This a little bit harder to find. This is probably still the cheapest Suede album on mini disc that there is around though, so you might be able to find this for a reasonably good price. I don't think I paid much more than £20 or so for this, but it was some years ago, so I can't really remember. Just thought I'd quickly show you my Suede mini discs there. The single Electricity and the 4th studio album, Head Music. So from a seller on Discogs, I picked this up, and it's a Record Store Day release from last year, and it's the compilation album Sci-Fi Lullabies. It's from Roan Records, who I think have their own website, but this was a Discogs purchase. 3-disc this, once again it's on clear vinyl. It's also got that nice Record Store Day 15-year anniversary hype on it as well. This is, funnily enough, the first Suede album on vinyl that I'm showing you today that just says Suede. It might have come out saying the London Suede on it, but it's probably just a black vinyl version, and it wasn't worth importing it from America or wherever and paying the extra when I'm collecting the clear vinyl editions where possible anyway. I don't know anything on here particularly because it's all sort of B-sides really from singles off the first 4 albums, I think. I think this came out after Head Music. It might have come out before Head Music actually. Any hardcore Suede heads, that's a Moz thing, isn't it? Any hardcore Suede fans in the comments, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm starting to think this has actually come out before Head Music now. But anyway, this edition only came out last year for Record Store Day. If I'd known that I was going to become more of a fanatical Suede collector, I may have tried to pick this up last year, but better late than never, and it was a good price on Discogs. And finally, some mail to open that came today, and no doubt you can guess what's in here. This was a Discogs purchase from an American seller actually, but one where the cost of the album was decent and the postage was really cheap. It was only something like $3 something from America, so with that plus the relatively inexpensive album itself, there wasn't much VAT or customs to pay on this. So all in all, the album was probably still well under £25 all in. Oh yeah, nice. I had to really get this on Discogs. I couldn't really find it in this particular form on my usual websites really, or even eBay. It might have been on eBay, but for a lot more money actually. And of course, it's Suede's 5th, I think I'm getting that right, I'm starting to lose track now, studio album, A New Morning. And yes, it's another London Suede edition. So this was Suede's final album before they broke up for a fair few years. Of course, they're back together now. Will I collect the newer stuff? More than likely. I really wanted to get this sort of original period Suede part of the collection done first, and then I'll maybe look into some of the newer albums and also other compilations and live albums maybe in the future. But for me, this is not a complete, but I'm happy with it being at this level Suede collection for the moment at least. I don't really know anything on here. It wasn't a particularly successful album. The cover's weird as well. It's that CD with the paint swirls and stuff on it. Of course, it's not a CD, it's another clear vinyl edition. Being from America, it's got to say the London Suede, so it goes nicely with the other 3 London Suede LPs that I showed you. Yeah, I can't really say much more about that, except it was a good price. Didn't take long from America, only about a week and a half. Hardly any customs to pay. Cheap postage, can't be bad considering the stuff I have bought from America, music related at least, does tend to get up there in cost because they lump in high postage charges on top of customs, taxes and what have you. But that's Suede and A New Morning.
It's the t-shirts that you choose, like you're in the Air Force. Yeah, the language that you use reacts like chemicals. I'm sinking in my eyes, don't connect with my intellect. It's your obsession to handle it. It's connected to the sound, and it moves with the underground. It's your obsession, and you're around.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this Suede special. A little look at me really starting, if you can call it a start, because I've had the Suede mini discs for a good few years now, and I've always been keeping an eye out for the first 3 albums on MD, but I've never seen them at a price that I'm willing to pay, and they don't come around on eBay or Discogs that often either. So I thought at this point, why not just start collecting them on vinyl? So I've done that today. I'm really happy to have done so, and I'm happy that you joined me for Records Roundup as well, of course. I want to say special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and my generous patrons. Please see my Patreon link, Facebook group link and referrals for contents insurance and HMV purchases all down in the description text box. I'm going to go now. and what else, but I'm going to listen to Suede. I've shown you all the albums and the compilation, of course, Sci-Fi Lullabies, in chronological order. Of course, I think I need to listen to them in chronological order as well. What will be my favourite? I'm guessing it's probably going to be maybe the first or second one, as they were just an absolute phenomenon back in those days and considered, you know, the best in a creative sense Britpop band in the country. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next records roundup and record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!